Talk about people going in on Cardi B's pregnancy. I'm not going to lie. This is what again, I haven't been told this directly from either Cardi B's camp, Offset's camp, or anything. But trust me, Cardi B has been stressing Offset the fuck out. Trust me. But not only that, Cardi B has been stressed the fuck out. The reason why I know this, and again, I won't tell you anything that it's not supposed to be told, but I'm going to just point out things that should be obvious. Cardi B and Offset have gone super hard recently. And I know they are engaged, so that's another reason too. But they've gone super hard at some of these rumors. Yes, apparently Offset has cheated. Are all of these cheating allegations true? No. Apparently some of these videos that came out where Offset was in hotels with certain chicks, there's been like a bunch of them that came out. Some of them were old, and some of them like Offset was just there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's people almost clout chasing or trying to fabricate shit. You get me? Cardi B, being a woman, she gets all of that. Chicks all in the DMs, and you know, like, we're men, so we don't give a fuck. But a chick, when she sees chicks constantly saying, yo, you stupid, you talk all that hot shit, talking about you'll get rid of a nigga whenever, but your nigga playing like it affects them, and in turn, from what I believe, again, I'm not saying I know shit, she's kind of got an Offset. Because Offset has actually start being very almost protective and also try to acquiesce Cardi B. I do believe this even stems back to Motorsport. Stems back to Motorsport for me because in the story that, whether you want to believe it or not, I told y'all, all I'm going to say, it's correct, niggas. I'm not lying. It's correct. It's everybody in the industry knows. By the way, I love the game that Cardi and Nicki plays. Is so beautiful because they know they don't fuck with each other, but you can't just say fuck that bitch because you're going to be seen as a hater if you do it first. Secondly, you're going to fuck up business. The music business relies on connections and shit like that. When Nicki didn't like a couple other chicks, and when Nicki didn't like even fucking Safari, Nicki blocked a lot of niggas from going to award shows, from getting interviewed, from doing shit because she would say, if you fuck with them, I don't fuck with you. And that's the thing I will tell y'all, believe me. I'm now on the media side where I now communicate with these people. You feel me? And that's why I had to stop X right there. I had to stop him. I don't care if he hits my phone anymore to preview songs or we chat about whatever. Had to stop him. The minute you feel as an artist you could check me in terms of saying you cover this person or you cover this issue, I don't fuck with you, you won't get interviewed. I stop it. You got to stop it there. Because what that does is that you turn yourself into a slave for that person. You feel me? And I mean, to a lot of extent, the media game is such a... You see, the media is seen as the bitches for the artist. That's why sometimes niggas don't like when they see me with an ego. What does he do? Why does he have an ego? Yeah, nigga, I'm a little self-made. And I've done this long enough, independent, where I've realized I can make a living without any particular person. So I'm going to have to talk a little bit of my shit. But I could go way back. This is how media and rap music artists have always been. I'll even go back to Charlemagne. Charlemagne right now is on Revolt. And Revolt Breakfast Club. There was a point when Charlemagne disrespected Diddy's fiance or girlfriend. Her name is Cassie. And Diddy, who is a very powerful guy in music, even a couple years ago, very powerful. He had a bunch of artists. He was in connection with a bunch of shit that could be sponsoring a fucking station for millions of dollars. If that nigga is upset with you, that could be costly, bottom line. For your bottom line and for every radio station and media company you want to make money. And because Charlemagne had said something, by the way, Charlemagne said the story himself, so it's not like I'm snitching, because I know how y'all are. But he said the story himself. Diddy was trying to get Power 105 to fire Charlemagne. Get that nigga the fuck out of here. That nigga said something I didn't like about... So you get me? I'm only giving you the... I'm only giving you guys the the background of how sometimes the media and how artists it's kind of like you need them, but you don't need them. But sometimes you need them, but you have that leverage because you're so hot. And you kind of, it's like a give and take. If an artist is cold right now, right, and he wants to get on Akademiks page and he hits me and he says, yo, Ak, could you post this? Now, a lot of times I've tried not to like respond directly because like, but whatever. If say I would not post his shit, right? Say if I say to him, hey, yo, for me to post you, go do blah, 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 blah. They might do it, right? Because I have the advantage. That's just how shit works. I'm giving you the real behind the scenes look of media and other shit, right? So that was only to say with the Nicki shit. Nicki has pulled many strings. Cardi's getting to be that important that she realizes she could pull many strings. And back to the Motorsports story, right? So and I do go on tangents, I'm sorry. When that song comes to be, Quavo works with Nicki, and Nicki violates Cardi B, and Cardi B hears that. Cardi B then looks saying, I got the #1 song in the country, Bodak Yellow. My man and his two homies have like the #6 song, Bad and Bougie, and we're both lit. Nicki, even though she's a superstar and a mogul in the making, she kind of need to do a song with Uzi and do a song with the Migos. We don't need her. So when Cardi, who is in a relationship with Offset, gets emotional and says, nigga, if this is how you rocking, you gonna let a op disrespect me on y'all song? Well, fuck that then. We ain't gonna be together. That's where we get to Offset. Offset becomes very defensive. And again, I know stuff behind the scenes, but I want to say it on a level that you guys could understand without taking my word for shit. We see Offset and we see the Migos. They do certain shit which pleases Cardi B. Now we find out recently that QC, or well, not even really QC, but it is QC, Solid Foundation, which is P from QC, the owners of QC. They have a management group. They not only manage Trippie Redd, they not only manage Yachty, they not only manage the Migos, they now manage Cardi B. They're together. You get me? So when Cardi was upset about how Nicki did her shit, it makes sense that when Cardi makes a big deal about it to her boyfriend says to the label, QC and whoever else they're partnered with, and to the other Migos, Nicki verse can't come out like that. So when I tell you 2 changes were done, Nicki verse was changed, where she not name checking Cardi. Nicki verse was altered and shortened, and actually it was elongated. I'm sorry, but the lines that was getting at her was changed, and the what's the other thing? And the order of where they would appear on the song was changed because Cardi said, "I ain't rapping after that chick. I'm rapping before." Makes sense. So this all comes to the pregnancy. She's now pregnant. I don't know how far she's along. Salute to any of my women in here who could just eyeball that shit and just tell me off the fly. Thank you guys if you could. But now I've never seen Offset this much defensive about internet shit ever. And perhaps you could say, well, he's never dated anyone publicly like Cardi B, who's an artist who's very hot, ever. And I'm talking about whether it's the Kingella thing, whether it's like certain cheating rumors, and you hear, I don't know if you guys ever watch Cardi B's Instagram lives, but she's very vocal on how much Offset does to make her feel good. Oh, Offset, he left the show. I don't know if you even caught the recent news about the Migos arrest. The 2 people on the bus was Quavo and Takeoff. And of course, this is kind of obvious too, but like Quavo and Takeoff, because Offset left that shit immediately to go. She chartered a jet to go be with Cardi. But I say all that to say, I've seen both of them move a little bit different because, in my opinion, this has been stressful. All the rumors about Offset, all the rumors about women, the rumors that A chick, a chick says she's pregnant for Offset during this time. Bitches, and I'm sorry, I hate the word bitches, but the bitches love it. I'm sorry. Women have always claimed fake pregnancies or whatever. Not saying Selena shit is fake. Offset felt the need to. Offset reached out to me about that. You feel me? Upset. All these things I am interpreting as there is a lot of stress on both of them. I hear not Nikki. I hear Cardi's Instagram live saying she's been having anxiety, and how Offset brought her whole family around. That's the only thing. So again, I only say that about the pregnancy shit to get to the initial comment that set me off, or I'm responding to. That said, what do you think about people clowning the pregnancy or clowning the announcement? Whatever the case is, I don't really care. I am always going to be super respectful of somebody having a baby. That child is innocent. Also, the mother at the time of being, except it's Selena. You know, Selena, we got to give it to her. But at the time of that mother being pregnant, that's a time that you don't want to be stressed too much. You give them a little break. Catch you when that baby drop. You feel me? And I believe they've just been stressed. So I do believe the comments where people were roasting Offset or roasting both of them, it got to them. And I saw Cardi put up a message on Instagram yesterday. She took it down. But it told me everything I needed to know. I looked at a couple other things that was very interesting to me with Cardi as well, which included the album only having how many tracks are on the album. And maybe I'm reading too much into this. I feel like fucking Joe Budden, pause, low key. In the way how I'm reading into these other things plus things that I know is going on in the industry, and I'm coming to a conclusion, maybe very amateurish, but still I'm continuing or starting a discussion at least with my audience. All right, this is what we do. This is almost like fuck talk radio. This is better in my opinion. But yeah, when I look at it, she dropped an album with 13 songs. We had Yachty on here, so I don't want to be like, oh, this is me talking to label executives. And I'm like, no. We had Yachty on here who said explicitly, yo, the labels want us to have more songs. You know why? More songs is more streams. More streams is more sales. So if a label is into big sales and recouping and looking good first week, they're putting a lot of songs on it. The Migos Culture 2, which sold over 200,000, had a lot of songs on it. This Cardi B album has 13 songs on it. And we've heard a couple of them already. So it tells me a couple of things. It could be the pregnancy that rushed it. It could be the stress that's been on Cardi B. It could also be them saying, hey, we're taking it so delicately, even though we're all about quantity over quality because it's all about the money, right? We're going to only give it 13 tracks, right? Just to make sure all these tracks are good and people are going to like it. Maybe next album we give them 20-something. I don't know. But I've been watching this whole thing. I do believe that Cardi B and the Migos, even though I still consider the Migos a hood fucking group, they're up there now. And I mean up there. They're pop status. You want to know how they're pop status? I won't give out too much information. But I got calls. And that's what I was telling you. The more you elevate, it's cool when no one knows you and no one could get to you or no one has a connection with you or whatever. You say whatever, you can shoot from the hip, you could be false, nobody cares. And maybe they do care, but they're like, who the fuck is this? When you're now an established and credible voice where people in the industry start listening to and where they know your voice might affect certain things, people start playing that publisher shit too. I can tell you, I got a call about the Migos story about, there's a story that the Migos entourage members, a couple of them, including, I believe, the DJ, I think DJ Durrell, got arrested for marijuana. It's just weed. These niggas rapping about killing this, that, it's just weed. There was people who called to say, hey, we need this to be very clear that it's not the Migos. And I'm only saying that to tell you how I'm taking things these days. Because when you get on this level, it's all about the money. It's all about the the brand and where people are trying to go. And this is the big leagues, people. It's the big leagues. The Migos are pop now. You know what? You know what I interpret that call to mean? Back in the day, I used to report that the Migos were in shootouts. Back in the day, I used to be reporting that Migos were in fights. Back in the day, I used to be reporting that they were beefing with Chief Keef, and Fredo said he might clap the whole group. These days, they don't even. They want a report about some entourage members being arrested for weed to be crystal clear that the main members bringing in the bag were nowhere close, had nothing to do with it, and to be honest, if we could get the Migos name out of that, we do. Um, Again, I'm not even mad, but I'm giving you guys the little insight of stuff that happens these days in the industry. You guys might be like, why am I telling you guys this? I've always chronicled how I do shit as I go along. Not because I'm industry now or I am close to the people who are in the industry, mean I won't tell you how the same shit because they still don't pay me. YouTube does. Okay. So, yeah, I've been just watching a bunch of stuff. I'm watching Amigos now be hood pop stars. I'm watching Cardi B, who's really stressed, deal with a pregnancy and deal with the rollout of an album. I'm watching the label to see how they treat that, how they treat that Coachella performance by Cardi B, because she does have a performance coming up. I'm watching to see how the song Beware or Be Careful plays out. I'm watching to see every storyline that pops up. I'm watching to see how Offset bodies, which he will, the fucking I'm a great dad, but still a savage. I'll kill you, but change my baby diaper the next minute. I'm watching all of this, and the more I do watch it after seeing that Cardi B has now been signed to Solid Foundation, and I know this is super long-winded, salute to QC and salute to Coach K and P. I've talked to P on a couple of occasions. I've met Coach K at Yachty's concert. Those are hood niggas, and those are street niggas. But I could tell they're able to adjust and they are smart. So I'm happy for them. And yeah, that's pretty much all I was saying. And also, while I say that, with the strife, I am now realizing that does come with me being well known. I still fight it. You feel me? Like, I still give the approach to people to say, hey, if you want to censor my content, if you want to tell me what not to post or what to post, depending on if it favors you or if it could make you and your label a shit ton of money, which I don't get any of, and not that I want any money of that, that's just not going to work because I'm like sacrificing content to my audience. I'm sacrificing my integrity. And what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, it's the exact reason why I actually started doing this. You know what I mean? I think if that became the case, my passion would kind of subside because, like, I remember watching everything, and I always say is when people say, why I get into, like, try to get in the radio or being a personality, I want to say the shit that people wouldn't say. You know what I mean? Or not wouldn't say, but, like, the obvious shit. Like, why can't we just talk like the artists don't know us? You get me? Why can't we just have a full-on conversation? I see niggas having honest conversation on Twitter that seems so honest. Maybe it's not always armed with the most information, but it's super honest. But the more you think that people are watching you, you'll never say those things. You know what I mean? Like, shit. I remember infamously, like 2 years ago, Lil Wayne dropped a mixtape that people thought was whack, and Charlamagne tweeted it was whack. And there was hella industry niggas telling Charlamagne that they won't kill him. That's just how shit goes. So the more known and the more of real estate you get in controlling an audience, people care a lot about your opinion. So I'm just giving you the blueprint, not blueprint, but I'm giving you my footsteps as I try to, like, come up against whoever's saying what and just say, fuck out of here. I still got to do my job. Sorry. I'm long-winded. I'm sorry, man.